Yesterday we talked about the reason why we should pray. Today I want to talk about how much time should we spend in prayer. As a believer, we all should have this regular habit of praying, okay? If you are not praying, you got a problem. I'm not sure about you, but I've been guilt tripped a couple of times before into thinking that if I didn't spend countless hours in prayer, that I simply wasn't good enough for God. You see, there are people out there who just have this nasty habit of making sure that you feel uncomfortable when you're not living up to the kind of standard they establish for themselves. And this conversation, this prayer is actually a conversation with God. You see, conversation sometimes takes long hours. Think about conversation with your friend at Starbucks. Sometimes you spend 2 to 3 hours talking about everything with your friend. You talk about politics, you talk about the economy, you talk about your family, you talk about your relationships, right? But sometimes you just want to cut to the chase and just simply talk about what really matters, what's really going on in your heart, right? But there are also times where you just simply want to reach out. Hey, what's up? Let's meet up, right? Something like that. And that is exactly prayer. Prayer is conversation with God. Sometimes the prayer can be lengthy. You could be talking about a lot of issues. Sometimes those issues are not really your personal matter, not really your personal issues. Sometimes you want to talk about what's going on in the church, what's going on in the life of another believer. You're asking God, you're interceding for that person. Sometimes you just want to cut to the chase because there's something going on in your heart. You're going through a difficult time and you just want to pour out to God, right? But there are times where you just don't have anything much to say, but you just want to make sure that you reach out to God because you want to make sure that you nurture the relationship that you have with Him. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the length of your prayer doesn't necessarily reflect the kind of relationship that you have with God. Take, for instance, Psalm 117. Psalm 117 only has 2 verses, while Psalm 119 has 176 verses. Now, are you going to tell me that the guy who wrote Psalm 117 is less devoted to God than the guy who wrote Psalm 119? I don't think so, right?